This is Zichru Daf Simanim as we continue Daf Zayin in Kli Sanhedrin. Daf Zayin is going to be Kli Zayin, which is a gun. So Zayin in Hebrew is Kli Zayin is a gun. So what do we have over here? We have two guns, of course, or we could say two armed guards. What are they guarding? Of course, they're guarding a courtroom. Now, what's going on in this courtroom? It's very sunny. It's so beautiful. Firstly, they're asking, tell me a little bit about your Limud Torah. Ein tchilas dina shel adam nidon ela al divrei Torah. Number two, dan din emes lamita. You should only that what happens when one judges appropriately, you see the clouds, the Shechina resting upon them. And number three, the third dayan is saying, Bara lanu keboiker, you should only don the case if it's as clear as you as day. So Dav Zayin, the Kli Zayin, the weapons. So we have two guards guarding the courtroom. In the courtroom, we have a beautiful din Torah. Dan din emes lamitai, the Shechina is resting. They're asking, please tell me about your Limud Torah, which is number one, and number three, the Bezdin explaining that we only should judge if we have everything clear to us. So we dive a little bit deeper, says the notes, Dav Zayin, the Kli Zayin, the guns. Previously, Shimon Asi says we could only give a compromise only after he hears, before he hears. You cannot give a compromise once you know where the din is going. Poiterayim Rishis Madain. Tanaim disagree. How you learn this pasuk says like Rav Amuna says, that's what he learns out from the pasuk, that the Rishis, the first, which is Torah, that's the beginning of the judgment. Rav Amuna said, the pasuk says, that fighting is like the gush of water from the overflowing river. Kiva de Ravach, it gets wider and wider. There's no way to block fighting and discord. If you don't solve a dispute right away, it just gets worse and worse. Keshisha teaches, Dame Leguda de Gamlo, it's like a new plank in a bridge. Kima de come, once it's there, it's there. So point number one, in Tchilas Dina Shel Adam, Nidan El Al Divrei Torah. Din number two, point number two, we saw the cloud resting, Kol Dayan Shedan Din Emes La'amita, Misha Shechina Allah teaches Rav Yenis son such the din. As the pasuk says, El Kim Nitzav V'adas Kel B'Kerev El Kim Rishbat. Hashem stands in the divine assembly in the midst of judgment. He judges that a judge who does not cause the Shechina to leave, says Rav Yenasan. HaKadosh Baruch Hu noitel mimenu nafsho. Hashem could take away his life. Ki Hashem yorev rivam v'kaveis kaveim nefesh. Hashem fights the battles of the afflicted, etc. Says Rav Yenasan, Lo'ilam you're a dayan atzmai. So based on the aforementioned, the dayan should always view himself keilu cherev munachas lo'bein yarkoisav. Sword is resting between his side. Again, mitachtav. How careful the dayan has to be to don properly. And number three was the dayan saying that what says Rav Yeshai Darshins the pasuk b'Yistavid Koyimar Hashem Dino leBaiker Mishav Eitzilu Gazul Miyada Oishik. What does we learn out of this pasuk? Does it only mean you could judge in the morning? Of course not. The pasuk means that if the din is clear to you like the morning, then paskin. But if not, don't paskin. Rav Yunus, it says a different source. Tell Chachma you're my sister, meaning just like you know your sister's usher to you, if you know the psak is clear like that, then you can paskin. So Dav Zayin, our Kli Zayin, our weapons, our guns. The two bodyguards standing guard over the din Torah of number one. What is it? The first thing tells about your Limud Torah. Number two, the Shechina rests when we dan Demems Lamite. Number three, only dan if it's Bar Keboiker. Dav Zayin in Kli Sanhedrin, the Kli Zayin.